Happy Valentine's Day. It's right around the corner. So excited to have you joining us again here on the feed. I am Lisa Lopez Griggs, and we're just so blessed. This is going to be an amazing show. It's going to be tight. But I think we're going to get through this together, Alyssa.
Absolutely.
Off the heels of that amazing conversation with just the workplace and all of that good stuff. But Alyssa, how's it going today, honey?
I am doing well. Kind of a bit of an emotional roller coaster, but I put my hands up, I gave it to God, and I'm ready.
I love it. I love that you gave it to God. You know, I really love Valentine's Day. I really do.
Too.
It's like my favorite holiday of the year, you know.
It's all about love.
I think the reason why is just because it's all like love, 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 love. I'm kind of in love with love.
I'm in love with love.
I really am. And like sometimes I have to be reminded of that. So I thought we would start, okay? Because I think this is going to be really cool. So 1 Corinthians 13, they kind of call it the love chapter in the Bible. And I know that we're talking about giving our epilepsy to God, just giving it over to him. Just letting it all go, just releasing it all to him and not trying to control the outcome of our epilepsy, right? It's so beautiful. I'm wearing my little love sweater today.
And
in
honor I love it.
Okay. And I want to read this to you. It's so beautiful, Alyssa. It's 1 Corinthians 13. And this is basically the definition of love. It says, love is patient. I mean, gosh, we could just stop right there.
Yes.
Right?
Literally.
Love is kind. It is not jealous. Love does not brag. It is not arrogant. It does not act disgracefully. It does not seek its own benefit. It is not provoked. Does not keep account of wrong suffered. Boy, did I need to hear that one today. It does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth. It keeps every confidence, which basically means discretion, means being discreet. Mm-hmm. It believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails.
I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that to my core, Lisa. Guys, this is so important.
It's so important because as humans, we are so complicated, you know, and relationships are complicated.
Oh, yeah.
You know, outside of epilepsy, relationships are still complicated. Even inside of epilepsy, relationships can be even complicated. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just talking about dating with epilepsy. You know, we have a whole podcast on dating with epilepsy in one of our previous shows. But I'm talking about even just relationships on the job, as we just talked about, relationships with our family, relationships with our siblings, relationships with our friends. You know, our epilepsy can play a big part in how all of those relationships, you know, pan out and how they operate. Yeah. And to the degree that we love ourselves is to the degree that we can love others. I really, really believe that. So when God says, love your neighbor as yourself, are you loving yourself enough to even be able to love your neighbor? Because I read this and I get so convicted. I'm just going to tell you, I get so convicted when I read this because I'm just going to be real transparent with you. I'm really upset with some people that really hurt me recently. Mm-hmm. Really, really upset. It's been really difficult, Alyssa, to get over this hump of just this anger, you know, disappointment, frustration that I have felt towards these two individuals. And I know that the enemy is using it. I know he is. And I'm like, do I need to continue down this path of just hanging on to all of this, the disappointment, the frustration, the anger, just all of the things that are the opposite of everything that we just discussed regarding to love.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read this and I'm like, God wants me to let all of that go.
I know.
He just wants me to let it all go.
It's going to be easier for you to let it go.
Police report, if you can't get your stuff back, if you can't, just let it go. Let it go.
And how do you feel?
I literally believe that. Like, God's like, Lisa, let it go. Surrender.
Yeah.
Surrender. And I wonder if that's what we have to do if we truly want to walk in love, to put on love, to demonstrate that in our own lives. We are going to have to let go of so much. We are going to have to let go of some relationships, maybe some people, maybe the way we relate to some circumstances, maybe the way we perceive some situations around us. Maybe we just have to let go and let God to be able to walk in this kind of love. What do you think? I don't know.
Lisa, couldn't have said it better myself. I'm getting emotional over here because I also need to let a lot of things go. And it's hard to let go of that anger, frustration. It is hard. But if we give it up to God, if we just let it go and give it to God, that's the easiest way because He knows. We also don't deserve this, and if we give it to God, boom, there's nothing that we need to worry about anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily make it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, of course, there's still going to be times where we're going to think back and be like, why is it so complicated? Why is it so frustrating? Why does this have to be like this? Like, why can't I just be and happy and all of this stuff? Why can't I get my stuff back? Like stuff like that. And sometimes we don't need to know the outcome because God has it under control. And we walk in that path, right?
Yeah, He totally does. I mean, I'm listening to you and I'm just like, this is exactly the message that I needed to hear today. I really did need to hear this. I really needed, and I've read this so many times. I know what this says. Like, I know what this says. I've read this 1 Corinthians 13 so many times. I think what stands out to me the most today is that it does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we give truth, we need to give it in love. And I'm reminded of this recent situation where maybe some truths were spoken about me. You know, maybe I am the most worst person on the planet because I didn't do this or I didn't do that or I didn't line up with whatever you thought I should be lining up with. And maybe that whole list of 6 pages of how I was the worst person on the planet, maybe there was truth to it, but it still doesn't rejoice in that truth. And I think that, or it rejoices in the truth, but I think that it still has to be done in love.
Now, I have a
we
question.
still have to give it in love. The truth needs to be put out there in love.
Mm-hmm. When you say rejoicing in the truth, what do you mean by that for the followers who are watching who don't necessarily understand?
You know what? I think that to rejoice in the truth is like rejoicing in the truth, okay, of like everything we know, for at least for me, because I'm a woman of faith and my faith has carried me through everything with regard to this epilepsy journey. Okay. And I'm not an epileptic, but I will tell you this, if it wasn't for my faith in the truth of God in my life, who He says I am, who He says my son is, where He says my son is, okay, meaning that because I lost my son, knowing that I have hope that I'm going to see my son again, that is the truth that I'm talking about. That is a truth that lasts for eternity. That is a truth that gives me peace.
Yeah.
Right? It gives me all these things that He's talking about: confidence, hope, right? patience, kindness,
That's
uh,
beautiful.
you know, all these things, that he's talking about. That even when there are things that are happening against me personally, that I'm not taking those things personally, because are they really being done in love? Is it really the truth?
Yeah.
Like, all these things were spoken about me, but does that mean it's the truth? Maybe not. Right?
Well, and hi, producer here. Just real fast.
Like,
I love this. This is
I
my
love this show.
favorite.
For all of you, just a moment, because I have to let everybody know how much we love this gentleman and how much we appreciate him, because
yes.
this is the day of love. This is Mike. Mike is an incredible producer of the F.E.E.D. He has done this as such a labor of love. We had that conversation very early on, Mike. And we just love you so much. Alyssa and I love you. The Faces of Epilepsy community loves you and thanks God for your life and for all that you've done to give us this platform and this space for us to all be heard and to walk in love. So go ahead, Mike.
Well, you all should know better, but I'm not going to tell you any different. So, but seriously, in the framing there, does not rejoice in unrighteousness, right? But rejoices in the truth.
Yeah.
I think that's important to understand, is that the framing there, okay? So to me, what that means is, like, we all talk about we hate fake, right? We hate fake people. No one likes fake people, bop, bop, bop. But so many people exercise fakery. We live in a world of fake, right? So to me, what unrighteous, that's, I smile in your face, but I stab you in the back. That is not a righteous man. You know what I mean? If you break down what a righteous man is in the word, a righteous person, a righteous human is somebody who, what I say to your face, I also say behind your back. Who I am to you, you can also know I'm that same person when I walk away from you. And so it does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth. Meaning, you know what I mean? In the truth of, now, somebody sent you, whatever, wrote you a letter that was not positive necessarily. We'll say it like that. Can we just, yeah, I'm sure that's fair, right? It was not a positive message. It was more of a negative.
That's exactly what happened.
So,
I have it here. Do you want to see it?
No. But
I kept it, although my best friend told me, Mike, to throw it in the trash.
Burn it.
I was going to say, you should
burn it.
Seriously,
throw
you
it in the trash and burn it.
But yes, it's like 6 pages. And it's 6 pages of how I'm the worst person on the planet. Yes.
You've already given it too much credit and energy.
Yes,
you're touching it. You're looking at it.
Now, isn't that the truth?
In the name of God, you need to sacrifice that.
Yes.
Seriously, burn it.
You 100%
I would burn it.
need to burn it.
Okay, let me find it so we can burn it. Everybody drop in the comments if you think I need to burn this.
100%.
This 6-page letter of how I'm the worst person on the planet.
Because you're giving it too much credit.
This is true. It's too much energy.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. And talking about being patient in love, it's okay to be patient with yourself and go, yeah, I'm feeling this way. But I also know why I'm feeling this way. And I'm going to take the steps to not allow this feeling to ferment inside me and become, you know what I mean, from grape juice to poison, right? So, and just the thought there is unrighteousness and the truth. What I want to say there is just, you got that letter, right? But you can rejoice in the truth, knowing, thank God, my days are numbered. My time on this planet, I only have so much time. I have been blessed and gifted by God to do what I do. I rejoice in the truth of knowing these folks are not part of that anymore. Thank you, Jesus, for clearing my path. Yep. And yes, there is a human attachment because you have given me a spirit of love. And so I love and have compassion for these folks in the same way that Jesus wept for folks who would not follow him.
Yep.
And that's okay that you've given me that, Lord, and thank you for that. But I understand it's not for me to be offended with me because it's not me they're coming after. right? It's
Good.
you through me. And the fact that you through me is something that they can't understand or that they attack or try to hurt means that I am rejoicing in the truth and the power that I am walking in love, and I can walk away from these people having compassion, hoping that they see and I get on my journey. Because, girl, you are busy and you've got some amazing things to do, and you are doing
Don't want
amazing
to
things. Spend no more time or energy on people that will not help you. It's done. They got what they want out. They fired all of their bullets. They've shown you who they are.
Yeah.
Your time is valuable. Your attention is
Amen.
valuable. Your
Amen.
energy is valuable. Point that in the direction that you want and value that.
I
And
agree.
that's all I would say to that.
Okay, so we're not rejoicing in the righteousness, unrighteousness of this. I just
We're
want to say
rejoicing in
this,
the truth.
okay? Mike, this is the letter, Mike. Okay, Mike, I want you to be on camera for this. This is a big deal. This is the letter. Okay, this is the 6 pages of notes of how terrible of a person that I am. Okay, I kept it because honestly, the reason I kept it is because my dad had even asked me this. He's like, Lisa, he's like, well, is there anything that might be true in the letter? And I said, maybe some of it is true. So I kept it because I was reflecting on, am I any of these things? Because if I am God, then, deliver me. Like, I don't want to be showing up, as this terrible person. So if this is who I am, then I don't want to be that way. So I actually was doing it as a place of reflection to not be this way. But because you helping me today, okay,
Yeah.
it up.
Let's go.
Okay, here it is. Right there, okay? Live on the show, right here, Valentine's Day.
That's right.
Okay.
Can I tell you have
I have no idea what this says. I really don't. I
you
have
have
no
one
idea.
you have one response to that letter. This is the response. You're right. Well, thank you for letting me be myself. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go throw this in the fire.
That's
okay,
please.
I'm gonna burn this. But I wanted you to know, okay, that it's no more. It's ripped up. Okay, this is not who I am. Who I am is who God says I am. Okay,
and the courage and confidence you had to do that on camera too. Good for you.
It's done. It's all ripped up. And it's in a whole bunch of pieces, and it'll be thrown in the trash. No more to even be revisiting that. And that's it. I let it go. I surrender today to all of that.
All things have passed away, and all things have passed away, and all things are new for those who love Christ.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have a question for you guys too, and for those in the audience who are following. Why do we think it is so hard to surrender? Why do we think it's so hard to let go and just to give it up, to leave it to God? Why is sometimes it's harder than others? Why do we think that?
Well, for me, it's the control issue.
Okay.
Now, I learned about surrender mostly in my life when I lost Judah, because it was the one thing that I had no power to fix.
Yeah.
And sort of like I'm a problem solver. Like I look at life and like, oh, let's fix everything. Let's solve the world's problems, and that was one thing that I could not make right. I couldn't bring him back.
And you having to deal with that too.
I had to surrender to the sovereignty of God. I had to surrender to his word that my son was more alive in Christ than I was on this side of eternity, meaning in this dimension. Because I do believe in the afterlife, and I do believe in heaven. And I know we were having this conversation earlier.
Yeah, we were.
And so I have hope, and assurance in that. And so I purposely had to surrender to that. I mean, obviously I was given a choice, but I also believe that God prepared my heart many months previously. It was like he was preparing my heart for what I was going to be facing, as my faith and my love for God helped carry me through that, and maybe even ripping this up, is a sign of surrender.
Yeah.
Because maybe I was holding on to all these words spoken over me,
Don't let it have power over you.
yeah. And maybe because I wanted to control that and
Mhm.
still continue to let this letter, these words have power over me. And now they have no power over me. None. Absolutely none.
They say holding a grudge is like holding on to hot coals with a plan to throw it and hurt the person
Yeah.
you're angry at.
Very
Yeah.
true.
And what's great is, man, there's a freedom in you get to think whatever you want about me.
That's
I
right.
nothing I didn't I won't say I lost. I was blocked. Let's just say, I was social media blocked by a friend I've had for over 20 years
Yep.
last week.
So
And
sorry, Mike.
oh, it's okay. It's like really rejoicing in the truth, man. And
Yeah.
it was made. You can feel however you want about me, brother, but the
Yep.
facts are the facts, like I'm doing pretty good in life. Sure, I could use more money. I think we all could. I work a lot. That's
Especially with
okay,
inflation.
right?
Literally.
But overall, man, and he, and the brother was coming to me, well, you don't have any friends, and I was like, actually, I have a ton of friends. Like I'm blessed more with it. I prayed last year for godly friends, and now I'm really blessed. And it made him so angry. I was like, I can give you their number if you want to call and go, is Mike my friend, and I absolutely consider you two within that. Um, and I'm like, honestly, I'm kind of busy with friends and work and stuff.
Yeah.
And it made him so angry. I was like, and I have a lovely home life. I have a great marriage with a wonderful woman. So,
Aw.
and I have a great church life. So, like, man, I mean, things are not perfect, and there's always a lot, but man, I'm really blessed and I'm here for you if you need
Yes.
anything. And he was so
Yeah.
angry. He's like, no, you're not. I was like, well, like you have to kind of test me, right? Like, you would need to be, but I'm telling you, I am, and I love you. And like the folks that wrote you that letter, the great thing is you get to feel however you want about me. But the thing that's going to make you angry is that holds no opinion of, like, I don't put any weight on that. And it was one of those, no longer are those things that you used to say to me to make me feel bad,
Yeah.
right? That to control me or to control how I feel
Yeah.
about myself.
Yeah.
I
You don't
was
have
just about to
that
say that.
power over me anymore.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
was just
control
about to
how
say
I
So
that.
feel,
good.
no matter what words you say to
Mhm.
make me think anything about myself because of your opinion of me. That is no longer, I get it. You feel that way about me. Cool. You can also hate bacon cheeseburgers. I think they're the most delicious thing in the world. Rock on.
So
You know what I
funny.
mean? Cool, right? Like there is no, it's okay, right? I love Fleetwood Mac. You can think they suck as music. You can think I suck as human. I know
Mhm.
better.
Yeah.
I also know that it's not up to me.
Yeah.
My job is to admit that I am a flawed, failed, imperfect human who needs a higher power to connect to even
Yeah.
come close to being the person I dream of being one day. So
And
if you want to write
exactly.
1,000 pages reminding me of what I live my life every day knowing, and you have that kind of time, good for you. Good for you.
Right.
But
That's so
guess
good.
what, man? I recommend you do maybe what I do, and that's look in the mirror. I feel like you probably have a ton of stuff you can work on, and I hope that you find your own happiness. And I can pretty much guarantee you, writing 1,000 more pages about how much you don't like me will never bring you more peace, happiness, joy to you or anyone you love's life or your community for that matter. So
Yeah.
have at it. I'm gonna go do what's important and what my Father in heaven has called me to do.
Aw.
Yeah, that's so
That was
good.
beautiful. I literally couldn't have said it better myself. And one thing that I was thinking about when you were saying this was the control factor, and I was like, "Wait, I've always allowed words to control me."
Yeah.
Like, there's a part in a song, and it says, "Words have the power to empower or destroy me." And I'm thinking about it, and I remember listening to the song, just bawling my eyes out, and I'm like, "I cannot do that anymore. I cannot allow these words that other people are telling me to have control over my life. I need to allow it to I need to give it up to God. I need to just be, because and what you were just talking about, Mike, Lisa, what you just did, it really does bring so much awareness to the fact that we are ready. We are totally ready to just breathe and allow it to flow through us. 100%. And I love that.
I love that you said this too, Alyssa, because it helped remind me of this scripture. It's in Proverbs 26:2. And it says, "A curse that is causeless does not alight." Okay. In some versions, so the curse causeless shall not come. Okay. Meaning that this curse that anybody is putting onto you, it will not come alight. Like, it will fall to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
It won't even land on us. And, Mike, when you were speaking, it was so awesome, because even as Alyssa, went right in there with that, just that point and piece of like, we don't have to accept these words. They are either curses, which will not alight, or they are words to empower us. And when we release those and we just let it go, it's not ours to carry anymore.
No.
It doesn't, it's like, that's the surrenderance, and that's the weight of like just letting it go, because that's not who we are. And the other thing is that's so valuable with that is, Mike, you didn't have to stop loving this friend of yours that you've had for 20 years. I don't have to stop loving. I don't have to stop loving. I was thinking, like, even when I was betrayed, in marriages, I didn't have to stop loving that person just because they betrayed me. That's where I was confused. It was like, oh, now I have to hate you because you betrayed me, or now because you've said all these things about, or you don't like me. Now I can't just love you. And I think that's where the real power is at.
Yeah.
Is that we get to choose if we still want to walk in love.
Yes.
We don't have to hate anybody.
And it probably gets
because they don't like us.
Can't do that.
And the other thing is that, and I'm going to just get up on this for a minute. When we talk about control and why is this that we can't surrender to love when we feel a certain way, it's because we're not walking in the truth, right? We're not walking in the truth of not just letting go of that control, but also walking in the truth of love. Like, that we need to own that. That is our, there's a saying in Hawaiian, okay? Terrence would love this. T-Rock would love this. That's their kuleana. That's not our kuleana. Mike, I know you would love that too, because you had a show in Hawaii. Like, that's their kuleana. That's their journey. That's not our kuleana to carry.
Yep.
And I feel like this, and I know I keep coming back to this, is very empowering, because I don't have to stop loving these ladies. In fact, I still love you. I still love you. And you know what? You can have all of my stuff. You want all of my things and all of my belongings. It doesn't even matter. I can still choose to love you.
Yeah.
And I will.
That's a beautiful thing, Lisa.
And that's it. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, I'm out. No, I'm just kidding.
Done. But Lisa, I also think that makes you stronger too.
Yeah, look at it. Look at all of the power and energy and effort they spent trying to get you to be influenced and feel a certain way and think a certain way about yourself.
A lot about them.
And look how beautiful and powerful it is to go. Oh,
yeah.
Who won?
Because we're so afraid of people. That's what it is. You know, it's like when you look at the 9 top things that people are afraid of, that humans are afraid of. No, death isn't even on there. Death is not one of the top 9. Every single thing that people are afraid of is fear of other people. What will they think?
Yeah.
You know, what if I'm alone? You know, just all the things that public speaking, everything that you think of that people are afraid of, it always has to do with how we look to other human beings.
Yeah.
It's all performance oriented.
Wow.
It's all of it. Every single bit of it. People pleasing. Another thing that people are afraid of. I might lose the relationship if I don't speak truth. And the thing is you're going to grow. If you walk in this kind of love that we're talking about in 1 Corinthians 13, and you make a choice today, this day, to walk in this kind of love that God's talking about, you might lose some people in your life, but that doesn't mean you have to stop loving them.
Yeah. And that's
And
beautiful.
that's
All of us too.
powerful.
Yes, it is. And honestly, even right now, I feel so empowered because I needed to hear all of this. I 100% needed to hear that. Seeing you rip up that letter, hearing what you had to say, Mike, because I am still learning. I am still figuring out my faith and trying to, I guess, come to terms with certain situations in my life. You guys, 100%, I really do feel different. I really do, and I think that is an absolutely beautiful thing. Walking in power, walking in faith, walking in love. And
Yeah, it's
it's
all
just
about heart
Valentine's Day
posture.
too.
Surrender
Walking
to
in
that,
love.
everybody. It's all about heart posture. It's all about your heart at the end of the day. That's
And I
all God's
love it.
looking at. He's just looking at your heart. You know, this Valentine's Day, just remember that, you know, I know there's scripture out there and people talk about it all the time. They'll be like, it's in First Peter. It talks, I think it's like First Peter 5 or something, 17 maybe. And it says that the enemy, you know, Satan himself is going all over this earth. And he is literally out to destroy you. He comes to kill and to destroy. He is going back and forth the earth, looking to seeking who he can destroy. But in Chronicles, it says that there is also somebody else that's looking back and forth across the earth. And who do you think that is, Alyssa?
I think that is our beautiful God.
Yes. So God is also going back and forth across the earth. And what he's doing is he's looking for a heart that is following him wholeheartedly. So all these tests that you're going through to put on love, he's just seeing your heart. He's just looking at your heart. And if he sees that you have a heart that's following him wholeheartedly, that he says he will bless that. He will bless that. And that only comes through surrenderance to him. Mike, I know that you've pulled up 1 Corinthians 13. Very beautiful. And
I
here it
wanted to
is.
hit a couple of quick things here, and
Yeah,
that
let's
is,
do it.
remember
I
that
love
if
that,
I
Mike,
have
that it says the excellence of love. That's so beautiful.
yes, and that's yeah, I love this, by the way, but, you know, if I have faith and knowledge, I understand all mysteries, and if I can move mountains, but I do not have love. This is the Amplified Bible that I use. Reaching out to others, right? If I do not have love, reaching out to others, I am nothing. If I give all my possessions to feed the poor, and if I surrender my body to be burned, but if I do not have love, it does me no good at all. So maybe there's folks out there and they're putting on a good show, if you will, but if they're not doing it out of love, it
Yeah.
means nothing.
Amen.
And then I wanted to, 1313 is one of the most important things I think ever written anywhere. And it is now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. And to break it
Yes.
down, faith, abiding trust in God and his promises; hope, confident expectation of eternal salvation; and love, unselfish love for others growing out of God's love for me. Out of these three, the greatest of these is love. And what it basically is saying is without love, without true love and understanding God's sacrifice through his son Jesus for me, I don't I can't have hope and I can't have faith. So I start with love and I go from there and God provides every other thing. So I just wanted to make sure we hit that
I love that so much. And you know what? I think a lot of people might be nervous to start reading the Bible or um like a little bit confused sometimes because they don't understand um the readings, I guess. And I'll say that sometimes too because the language is very different. And is that like a Bible that can show you like I don't want to say easier readings, but a version that has um
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just uversion.com, and
Yeah.
it has, like, all the Bible versions,
Mhm.
but I use the Amplified, so I just pull up the because that's what the Amplified is, right? It says faith, but then it kinda breaks down the
that's what I would
definition
need.
of faith there, and so you're like, "Oh, okay, cool," and
Mhm.
it just kinda helps a lot of
Bring it
hey,
down.
man, everybody I know folks that like, the old school original version and, so everybody's got their own jam. I like that
Yeah.
one because that's what we do, mass media. We're trying to be as clear as we can to as many folks as we can.
Yes, I think
So,
that's what we need too, especially the younger folks that are growing up. The type of literature that's used is very different now than it was back then. So I feel like that would be very, very good
okay,
to
and I'm gonna use one of my producer tokens to take just a couple of minutes and say, when it comes to the Bible, yes, and listen, like there are so many cool stories if
Mhm.
you just like
Yeah.
reading. Like you've heard, but
Mhm.
there's literally a dude was in a whale because he was a racist. And God hit his racist heart. Yeah. In the Bible, there was a man who hated a race of people, and God said, go to them. Work on your racist heart by going and living amongst them and loving them.
Mhm.
He said, no. And he ended up in the belly of a whale, legitimately. It's amazing. There's a story of a man, and God said, you better build a boat and get your family on it because a flood is coming, because there are Nephilim. There are evil demon slash human hybrids walking amongst men, abusing my creation of humans. You build a boat because I'm about to flood them out, and they
yeah.
are all going to be drowned. I mean, these are amazing, awesome stories, dude. Right? And there's
Yes, and then there's like a really cool story too about this woman. Like nobody knew about her, and then all of a sudden, she this other like big like he was kind of a warrior. He went to the prophetess of the times, and she was like, no, no, no. She's like, you're not going to be the one that this like commander in chief is gonna like. He's not going to die under your hands, basically. And he was like, what do you mean? He's not going to die under my hands. Nope. The man ended up dying, but it was at the hands of a woman. And the woman was just a little servant lady, and yep, killed him with a tent peg. Yeah,
there's
there's some
some crazy
awesome
cool stories.
stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some awesome stories.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it
I
yeah.
definitely need to hop on that. I think for me, and let me know in the comments if you guys are watching, I just need literature that explains it a little bit more for me.
We got movies too. There are a ton of great movies,
Oh,
like The
tons of great movies. I have
Chosen
one
and
I'm gonna send to you,
yeah.
Queen Esther. Oh my
Please.
gosh,
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
awesome.
yeah, and then there's, like, the same yeah, there's a ton of really cool stuff.
Yeah,
That
Queen Esther is so, so good. And also
Please.
Facing the Giants. I'm gonna send you that one too. Oh my gosh, The Ultimate Gift. There's just so many good ones, so many
I'm
good
ready to
Sodom
movies.
and
read it.
Gomorrah is such a beautiful story to me. Don't look
Yeah.
back when you follow God. It's anyway, look, like, here's the thing, when people get over that mind thing of, Christianity, right, that we've been kinda taught in society, and if you can get over that, it opens you
Yeah.
up to this really
Yeah.
cool world of historical facts that are miraculous. And it's a beautiful thing. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. I used
Or
my producer token. Thank you
No,
guys.
as
you
you
did
should.
awesome. This
Because
has been amazing.
if
Let
there's
us
one
know
thing I
in the
need, it's more
comments.
podcast time, right? So,
I
but
Yes,
loved
anyway,
let us
thank
hearing
you.
know in
about
the
it
comments,
too.
everybody. We're good. I think this is an amazing show. Let us know in the comments what your favorite love scripture is. I love First Corinthians 13, but I'm also going to give you one on the way out. There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. It's in John 15:13. So Alyssa, I love you so much. Do you have anything else to say? This has been amazing. This, my dear, has been amazing.
Yes. And the courage and the confidence it took for you to come on and do that.
Yeah, I'm free. I'm free right now. I am feeling free. So thank you. Totally surrendered.
I'm totally surrendered too, you guys. Seriously changed my life.
We love you. From the feed, happy Valentine's Day.